What's up, dude?
Oh, hey Patrick, I'm glad you can make it. You don't question the fire at all?
Not really.
Well, to answer your question that I know you just asked,
Yeah.
the fire was for tonight's lit camping adventure.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't say anything to me about camping. You said you needed to talk to me out here.
I know you didn't, but I just knew that you loved camping and you wanted to come out.
Oh yeah, you know me so well.
Yes, that's why I made the fire. That's why I told you to meet me at this certain location.
It's our backyard. It's not a certain location. It's our backyard. I literally have to walk out the door and walk down some steps.
Patrick, could you just go along with this, please? Could you just? We're camping, all right?
All right.
Okay.
That's what I've learned to do.
Alright, so the real reason why I have you out here tonight is because, as you're aware, Halloween is my favorite time of the year.
Oh yeah.
And as such, I like watching horror movies and horror TV shows.
I know, every year.
So what I'm getting to is, do you remember the horror show Goosebumps?
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Of course I remember Goosebumps. That was awesome. I love that show.
You might think it's awesome, but there were a lot of good episodes, but some of the episodes were horribly made.
Goosebumps? I never saw a bad episode.
Okay, get ready. I have an episode I want to talk to you about right now.
I guess watching them as a kid, you don't really critique anything the way you do as an adult.
Oh, you'll see it from a completely different point of view.
I'm sure I will.
Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. The story. It came from beneath the sink.
What are you doing?
Oh, usually whenever they throw the powder into the fire, the story just starts, and I'm trying to get that to happen right now.
Dude, that's off of that old show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? That doesn't work like that in real life.
Patrick, I think I would know how it works, because I spent a lot of money going on eBay and buying the stupid powder the kids had so that the fire would grow.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
not cheap. That's expensive gear.
Yeah, careful. Don't max out your credit card with that.
Whatever. I don't need this.
Look, you got powder all over your toy.
It's a bag. It's stylish. I bought it for this very thing. I want to be prepared to show you this episode.
Are
Alright?
you like a dwarf gothic Santa Claus?
It could be. You don't know my life. Just look out for April 22nd, you know? Anyway, I
Okay.
brought... What?
Nothing, I just said okay.
I thought you just asked me.
What would you do if I did?
Throw powder in your face?
Yeah, I really am afraid of flour.
Good thing I brought my backup plan, however. I brought a computer that we can watch the episode on.
Great. I can't wait.
The episode starts with our main character, Daniel and Katrina, moving into their new home with their family. Katrina makes it clear that she does not want to move into the new house within the first few seconds of the episode in a kind of awkward way.
I know what you mean, Killer. I didn't want to move here either.
This is so forced and horribly written. There are so many different ways to establish that Katrina didn't want to move into her new house, but they decided to go with the awkward, direct way by responding to the dog bark. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then we're introduced to Carlo, Daniel's friend, who is only there to establish that they moved 8 minutes away from their original home. This first scene tells you a lot about how the rest of the episode's gonna go.
When we moved into our new house, everyone was happy. Everyone but me, that is.
You already said that literally 30 seconds ago, if that even. This narration makes the line about Katrina hating her house pointless. Why would the people making this episode add that line in if she's just gonna say it in the narration 30 seconds later? It just makes the episode look sloppy and repetitive. After the family starts unloading some stuff from the car into the house, Killer, the family dog, runs in and goes into the kitchen. Katrina goes to get Killer, and when she finds him, he is pawing at the drawers underneath the kitchen. She puts Killer outside and then starts to look under the sink to see what Killer was trying to get to. You're telling me that the horrifying monster for this episode is a sponge? A kitchen sponge? R.L. Stine has created some great monsters in the past, but this one is by far the worst I've ever seen. I'm sorry, but I can't take this thing seriously. All I can think about whenever I look at it is the abrasive sponge from SpongeBob.
Hi, SpongeBob. Could you help me carry my groceries?
Carry him yourself, fish face. Carry him yourself, fish face.
Once Katrina sees the sponge, she yells, which gets everyone to check on her. She tells them that the sponge is alive. I think Daniel could pretty much sum this whole episode up in one line.
Kitty, what happened?
That thing, it's alive!
You were scared by a sponge?
Butt out, okay?
The next scene is a real treat. I'm just gonna play the clip unedited so that you can see how great it is.
Watch out! Ah! Daniel, what happened? It was an accident. I was washing my face, and I wanted to reach for my towel, and it was there.
What was there?
That ugly sponge.
I normally don't do things like this, but I have to show you. Okay, so this is me in post-editing. This is the scene where the kid steps in the glass. Now, there's something really weird about this scene that makes it even worse. Now, I'm going to play it normally, and I want you to see if you notice it. Okay, did you notice it? I didn't either. Let me go back. Okay. So, we're going to go frame by frame through this one part. So, the kid's walking in, and the next frame is him stepping. It goes from this shot to this shot. And it doesn't show his foot coming down at all. It just cuts to his foot already on the floor. As you can see, there's nothing underneath his foot either, like there's no glass. Because I originally thought that he stepped around the glass, like he put his foot down in the full thing. But no, he didn't even put his foot down. Like his foot was already on the ground. Because they didn't want him stepping on glass. And it's not like they could have faked it or anything, or at least act like he stepped on glass. No, they were lazy. So they just literally put his foot in. That is one of the laziest things I've ever seen in a TV show. It just looks so bad. Like, watch it now that you know that's happening. It looks really weird. I don't know how I didn't notice that the first time watching it. Yeah. By the way, Daniel, your acting is horrible. Really. It doesn't even look like you stepped on it. It looks like you're doing like a dance move right now. Look at that. Dabbing before it was popular. Frickin' Daniel! Love it. I love it. Alright, let's get back to the review. Oh, I got rid of it. Whoops. You weren't supposed to see that.
Killer goes under the bed later that night and finds the killer sponge. And the next morning, he mysteriously disappears. I want to know what the sponge could have done the killer. He has a huge size advantage, and he's going against a sponge. A freaking sponge! Later in the episode, after Katrina goes through some stuff I really don't care about and really doesn't add to the episode, Daniel and Carlo finally get to see the monster sponge. Daniel's acting is especially bad in this scene. He doesn't even look like he knows what he's doing.
Get away from me!
The kids plan on getting this sponge once and for all by burying it in the front yard. When the kids wake up the next day, they see that the sponge has killed all the plant life that was around it, which I will admit is clever, but the episode doesn't really bother to further explain this. The kids decide that they should take the sponge to school to have their science teacher look at it. The teacher tells them that it's just a normal sponge, but she tells them that she'll hold on to it for the night and take a look at it. Now, Katrina, Daniel, and Carlo are looking at what the sponge could possibly be.
Just be glad you didn't find a lynx.
A what?
A lynx. It's this little vampire potato that sucks the life force right out of you. It's got these mean little teeth.
Whoa. Let's just deal with one monster at a time, all right?
Jeez, I wonder why this monster was mentioned. I bet they brought it up to add to the episode, not to bring it up so that they could just throw it in at the end for that classic R.L. Stine ending. Carlos looks through the book to find out the sponge is a gruel, which is a monster that has to stay with its owner or else the owner will die. Of course this is bad because Katrina's the owner and she gave the sponge to her science teacher, so they have to sneak into the school to find the sponge. Oh, okay. So you're not going to explain how the kids got into the locked school without anyone noticing them? Okay, that's fine, I guess. So the kids go into the science room to try to find the sponge, but the janitor comes in while they're searching. As he turns the lights on in the room, the power goes out, which results in him having to go and turn the power back on, but he hits his head. Guys, I can't talk about this scene without laughing. Just take a look. The scene looks so fake. They didn't even try to make it look convincing. I bet that they filmed this in one take. If it was not in one take, then I'm gonna seriously question the creators of this show. After the janitor gets knocked out, the kids find the sponge, but it falls into some chemicals which cause it to grow. Okay, so this scene drags out for way too long and it's extremely boring to watch, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up as quickly as I can. Pretty much, the sponge grows and shrinks, and grows and shrinks, and grows and shrinks, until the kids find out that the gruel loses its power whenever it's around happiness, which is pretty cliche, but that's a whole different thing. The next morning, Katrina has the gruel in a fancy box with headphones on it so that the gruel can be controlled and not go crazy. Everything is starting to get better again.
Killer!
Okay, this doesn't make any sense. It shows Killer disappear under the bed with a sponge, but then he comes home from outside. What? How does Killer get outside? I doubt that the sponge was able to move him outside, and it made it very clear that the sponge ate it. What? That doesn't explain anything. This show, man. Alright, whatever. I'm done trying to understand this show. And to wrap this episode up, we get to see the potato monster thing that Carlo mentions earlier in the episode. And that was the episode. It came from beneath the sink.
Yeah, that sucked, man.
Yeah, that episode's pretty bad, but hey, it's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. The part where that dude hit his head, that got me.
Yeah, I have to say my favorite part is when the kid steps on the glass. I mean, he didn't even step on it.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just use fake glass. That seemed like it'd be so much easier. He can step on it and not have to worry about cuts or nothing.
You know, that's 90s TV shows for you, though.
Yeah, as much as you love him, you gotta take that for him too.
But don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of great Goosebumps episodes. I just like looking at the bad ones.
Oh, I have a ton that I like. You wanna go watch some more with me? I wanna go watch something that's actually good. You got me in the mood. I don't wanna watch something crappy again.
Yeah, sure. Let me just wrap this up real fast. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to leave a comment below whether you liked the video or not. You should tell me what I did wrong and what I did right. You should also let me know in the comments what you would like to see. Also, if you want to support me, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. My name is Ryan Kelly, and I will see you in the next one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go watch some Goosebumps with my brother. Hold on, Patrick, I'm coming.
That episode of Goosebumps was horrible. I mean, it's about a sponge. Did they really think it was going to be an entertaining episode to watch? I'm pretty sure if I saw this episode as a kid, I probably would have been bored with it as well. Because there are some scenes in this episode I actually was genuinely bored with. Like, I didn't even bother talking about them in detail because I didn't want to have to watch that scene over and over. Anyway, here are some videos that you can watch that you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one. They're in the same style as this one, so that's an indication that you should probably go and check them out. Anyway, I'm gonna peace out because my back is hurting really bad because I've been under this desk for 30 minutes recording all this audio for the review and for the outro card, and I just want to chill. I want to lay on my bed and let my back stretch out because I'm pretty sure I'm developing some scoliosis from doing this.